So we're looking at setting up service leaders and speakers in our services using the matrix view here. With the load a plan button on the right, you can add extra plans into the view, such as here, so you can get a whole raft of them up. We're just doing it with a quick subset here of 6 services. Now you can see at the top here for these 8 o'clock services there's no series title set, which sort of makes sense, but if you look at the report of all the services, it breaks up regions with the same series title. We have 2 consecutive dates, but they appear to be separated. So by putting the same series title right across the board, even though it may not apply in the 8 o'clock, actually helps things to look better and cleaner in the report. So if we go to the report again, view that as a web page, then we can see all of those things are under Holy Spirit for those 2 weeks. We can of course add in the detail, such as here Easter 2 for an 8 o'clock service for the specific week of the calendar. So now let's look at actually scheduling people. First I'm going to remove some of these things that are already here, so you can see if you hover over a person you can use the little icon on the right there, the red one, to remove someone that you've scheduled. The reason for this will become clear. I've opted to not use president but to use presiding instead, and that's what the report is showing. So scheduling a person, you start typing their name, it shows you the matches. So we've got Ray as a service leader for an 8 o'clock, which actually means he's presiding. So we fill in presiding in the position and accept that. Or before I accept it, I'm going to say that replies on leading and preaching actually go to Ray rather than to me. It's just defaulting to me because we're using my account to set it up. So Ray, when you're filling in the Rota, that will default to replies to Ray. And there we can see the Ray name in presiding for that 8 o'clock service. Now the next 8 o'clock service in the following week, we're going to schedule a person for that. And this time it's Steve who's presiding. So Steve is the name we fill in. Click on Steve Beak. Service leader but presiding. So fill that in. So he replies to Ray and accept. Okay, so that's those 2 service leads, and then if we look at the report now, Ray and Steve's names are filled in under the presiding column. So let's go back and fill in some more. This time on the 9:15 service, and it's Martin who's going to be the service leader. So we select Martin Brown, category service leader, and position service leader, and accept that. And it's Steve who's going to be speaking, so put Steve, and he's in the speaker and position speaker, and accept. Now you'll notice I've been accepting without changing the replies to back to Ray, but that's something I can fix afterwards. Won't waste your time with that now. Filling in some more information here. Dave Duran's leading at 11 o'clock, so he's in now. Dave's got a conflict because he's already been scheduled to play on guitar, so that's what happens when you have a scheduling conflict. But this time I'm just changing it to service leader so that it will come up properly in the report. Steve is speaking for that service, so Steve, we change to speaker and position to speaker. And while I'm here, I'm just going to, in the band, schedule Dave to play guitar. So again, it's going to alert us that there's a scheduling conflict, but we know that Dave can cope with playing the guitar and being the service leader, so there's no problem there. Now we missed the speaker out on the first 8 o'clock service there, so I'll just go and fill that in. It's Cheska who's speaking. So category speaker, position speaker, and accept. And we'll carry on filling in those details for the remaining services, and you can see how that works. Now the replies to that we've been changing to Ray, that's when someone receives a scheduling request email from PlanningCenter to check they're still available for a date, and that they will accept it and confirm it. If they decline it also, then it's the person that the replies to is set to that gets those replies, whether they confirm or decline that date. So that's quite useful at times. I will do that with musicians, make their reply to be to the service leader, so the service leader gets the first notification, and the service leader then has the ability to sort out missing people in the band or whatever, and try and get someone else to fill in the role. See a nice picture of Ray there. That's because Ray's got a picture set on his account. It'd be good to collect some photos for people, just so we can make using PlanningCenter a bit more interesting than it is. So that's pretty much it. We filled in information. You can see all these little envelope icons by people. That's because when I use the email these people, I can then send them out all the notifications, and they'll get a personalized email with a list of all their dates. Now let's look at a report, this time as a PDF, A4 and portrait format, and when we accept and look at it in Adobe Reader, here's an example of what the report will look like, or just a couple of weeks worth of the report looks like. And that's quite similar to Ray's current Word document format. It has things grouped in pretty much the same way, except this time we have speaker, service leader and presiding. And non-availability of dates is all handled within PlanningCenter, so if people block out dates that they can't do, then it alerts you if you try to schedule someone for that date. So there you go.